how did your production skills develop throughout this project? Now, before taking media as a subject, I already had interest in editing and filmmaking, and I used to make amateur videos, edit them the fanciest way possible, and so I already had some knowledge about Adobe Premiere software and about filming, very less though. However, I was still confused about many stuff about how dialogues were added to a film and how different shots were incorporated in one scene, and many other questions. Now, in our first class, we learned about angles and movements, and the first assignment that we had was to use different types of angles: low angle, extreme low angle, extreme high angle. Go all out on that. Don't use eye level angles, just very drastic angles. And so we had that as a homework. We had to use movement as well, such as track. And then we also learned about transitions. And this was the first time that I had used color match, which was very exciting. How I matched the color of the paper with the white sky. And there you go. And so this was the first time that I actually added dialogues to a video clip, and this was when I realized how this worked, how talking worked during dialogue scenes. And so this was also the time I used 180-degree rule. And other than that, I participated in different filmmaking competitions. I made ads, such as this one for Easy Fiber. I made LG ad, which was for a filmmaking competition in LUMS. This was to promote a TV, which was LG. Basically, we showed how it was so realistic that it was scary. And so I actually kept on participating in different competitions. This is another competition, and I really practiced a lot for this. And so as I was participating in so many things, my skills were being more polished, and this helped me greatly with my CIE project, which was the film opening, Silence. So first of all, obviously, before any production, pre-production is extremely important, and that's exactly what we did. We planned we started on with a 25-word pitch, which was a basic outline of the story, whose film opening we were to make. And in the start, before this, we were trying to figure out the story, and we were inspired by two media products. One was a movie, Slumdog Millionaire. Over here, it was about human trafficking and about begging, how these innocent children were turned into beggars. And then there was another short film, which was Others, which was about transgenders. That really touched me as well and touched my team members. But however, obviously we had to choose only one idea, and we went for Slumdog Millionaire. Soon we made our synopsis, our 25-word pitch. We started working on our storyboard. We started working on our storyboard a lot, actually. We reformed it quite a bit. We made a lot of changes, and we also made a mind map. And the changes were made because of the risks over here, as you can see in a tabulated form. Because once you have all the risks in front of you, you try to remove them, you try to prevent getting into such risks, and then that ensures a very safe working environment, and you can work in a secure place more calmly. And so this was extremely important. So for any project, for any filmmaking project, pre-production is extremely important because it gives you a clear direction about where you want to go towards, how do you want to start a movie, what angles, what movements, what camera shots, etc. are you going to use inside of your movie, and it saves a lot of time during the actual production, the actual filming, and that also helped us a lot. So finally at the end we worked on our animatics, which was a video form of our storyboard. And animatics was also extremely important because it actually helped us visualize our story in a video form rather than a picture form that was of the storyboard. And so gave us a proper direction about where did we want to go towards. And so further on, we actually had 6 different shooting days. And during those 6 days, obviously the lighting and the lighting, the brightness, everything was very different. Even though we tried to shoot during the same time period, which was in the morning. But however, some of the clips, they had a difference in brightness and lightning. And so to remove that, I learned how to use the color grading part of Adobe Premiere software. Over here you can see there's Lumetric Color, which is an option, has many different features. We've got basic color correction, and then we've got these wheels and levels, and a very fun way, however very complicated way, in order to color grade. And so my team member Moz, he actually did an excellent job in color grading the whole movie. We were using 2 cameras, and the resolution of both the cameras had to be kept the same throughout the shooting because we did not really keep track of what camera was used first and what camera was used afterwards, or if for the same scene we'd use the same camera or 2 different cameras. So it was important to keep their resolution the same so that there was no difference between them, and that would cause problems later on during editing too. So to prevent any such problem, to keep all the clips similar, we made sure that the resolution of both cameras was the same. Now before shooting, a day before that, I actually went to another city, and so I came back, and the next day we had to shoot. And so even though we had everything planned before, but I didn't really think about everything that morning. And so when the actors came, first of all we briefed them about our story, and so we had to start with our shooting. And this was the first time I was actually going to something a bit professional than than the videos that I made inside of my room. Now I had a proper team, and we were making a proper film opening with proper actors and props and with costumes and stuff. That was very exciting, but it was very hectic as well. And so that morning, it was cold. It was really cold. And our actor, Mustafa Rahman, he was wearing the costume, he was wearing the clothes that he was asked to wear. But my team member gave his jacket to him so that he wouldn't feel cold. But then when the shooting started, he actually wore that jacket. The jacket was still on him. And we just shot the scenes as it is. We said that since the jacket is oversized, it doesn't really matter. He still looks poor. The oversized jacket implies that, it's given to him in charity, like the slippers. But however, it was another case. This jacket is a leather jacket, something that he won't be able to afford. And slippers were cheap looking as well and oversized. So that gave the right idea. However, the jacket gave a wrong idea. So the same day when we looked back at the clips, my team members were like, nope, this does not seem right. This doesn't seem right at all. And so the next day we had to shoot the same scenes, but with him without wearing the jacket. And so now you can see he looks much more poor, he looks much more needy, and so our job was done. However, we faced another dilemma, which was on the first day of shooting, we shot a scene in that street where he jumped over a water puddle, and he was wearing the jacket as well. And so the next day when we were reshooting the scene, this water puddle was missing, it dried up. And we were like, we'd ignore that, but then again, this lighting also wasn't there. It was, I think, much cloudy, so we didn't really get the same lighting and that same feel, and we were disappointed. We had no idea what to do next. So now we have clips without the jacket and we have clips with the jacket. And at that moment, we decided that we will include another scene to our story, which was not there before, which was this of the Wall of Kindness. And this proved to be an advantage for us because this proved to be a huge signifier towards showing this kid to be a poor kid. And over here we can see that he goes to this Wall of Kindness, gets the jacket from the wall, wears it, and ta-da! Both scenes with him not wearing the jacket and with him wearing the jacket have been linked together. And so this really taught us something. First of all, it taught us to plan everything, not to leave everything towards luck, not to leave anything to weather or to natural things, or to something that isn't unplanned. It's there by luck, because you never know when it'll go away and you'll be left there doomed. However, we weren't doomed, because during that situation that we thought of something quickly and that fit perfectly. So always, lesson number 1, always arrange things that can be rearranged and recreated and easily obtained the next time you shoot, so that you wouldn't have to face problems like this. And so overall, my experience in this whole during this whole project was extremely fruitful. It was very, very, very good. I learned how to handle the camera, how to work on time, how to follow a certain direction, how to get things done properly, how to be active, wake up every morning for the shoot, work tirelessly during the shoot, find out creative ways of shooting. And most of all, I learned how to work in team, how to stay happy, and how to cooperate with each other, how to listen to each other's opinions and work together. Even if we had disagreements, we worked it out. We decided on a certain thing and we would get it done for the sake of our project. How did you integrate technology, software, hardware, and online in this project? So in our project, we made a lot of use of technologies, all kinds of technologies. We used equipment, we used electronics, we used cameras, tripods, USBs, laptops, cell phones, online softwares. We used WhatsApp, Skype, to communicate with each other, to talk to each other, plan shoots and plan meetings, etc. And at the end, after our media text was made, we uploaded it on Vimeo, YouTube, and also Facebook and Instagram to get responses from our audience, to see if they liked it or not. Technology is extremely important for any filmmaking, because without that, nothing can be done. If there's no cameras, you cannot really shoot. If there are no laptops, you cannot edit. And if there are no cell phones, you cannot communicate. So technologies play an extremely important part. And without any online softwares or using social media platforms, you cannot reach your audience. So all of these played very important parts. So I used Adobe Premiere Software CC for editing. as you can see, which has been opened over here. In Adobe Premiere software, I used the basic tools, such as first of all, there were normal cuts, and then we've got dip to black. I used cross dissolve at one point as well. Constant gain was used over and over again, so that there was a smooth transition between two clips, because obviously when you're working with many different soundtracks and you have to change, you have to basically move from one sound to another, constant gain is extremely important for a smooth change. Now, I did masking a lot so that we could introduce titles in a very innovative way. So just over here you can see as the cycle moves, the title emerges from behind, and the video clip into two layers, duplicating it, and then having the one on top masked like this, and then animating it by moving the mask continuously with each frame, which takes a lot of time. And this has been done at different points over here, and then further on in the gangster scene. The masking has been done over here so that it merges out of this. You can see that both these clips are the video clips, and we have the title in the middle, so that in the background you have the video clip, and on top of the text, so that the text emerges from behind it, we have the video clip. And then other than that, normal dissolves have been used. Names of our actors change smoothly from one to another, and this actually looks very professional and good. So there's Hassan Nasir, it changes to Sophia Zafar very smoothly, and it looks very nice. For titles, people usually use After Effects because they're very bold and fancy and they can go all out. But I wanted to have something a bit more simple, and so I decided to use Legacy Title, which I used for all of the credits used in the movie. And for the title, first of all, using Legacy Title, I wrote Silence. And I wrote it without an I because I was planning to replace the I with a knife. Now I downloaded images of the knife. You can see over here, there's this knife with a black background. And I downloaded an image of this blood dropping from nothing. And using Color Key, I removed the black background, basically selected that part which selected the background, which was black in color, and as I clicked on it, the whole black background vanished off, and what was left with us was the knife and the blood without their black backgrounds. Then for the effect, which has been shown over here, in which the blood drops as it emerges, you can see that over here. The blood droppage basically moves down and falls down. And this effect was achieved by duplicating that video clip, so that we have over here two clips of the blood. And in one, both of them were masked the same way. However, for one clip, it was inverted, so we had the same mask on both of the clips, but for one it was inverted. So over here in the clip below, you could only see the droplet, and in the clip above you can only see the rest of it apart from the blood drop. And then I animated the blood the clip which only had the blood drop, so that it would fall by changing the position. As you can see, the numbers over here in the position column are changing. So that's how I animated it. And at the end, I used, now all these layers were nested so that our job was made easier. Over here you can see the nested sequence. And then this whole nested sequence was again animated. It was scaled up so that it gradually increases in size, and this again gives a very dramatic look. And at the end there's boom, a splatter effect. And the splatter effect was actually a bit small. And the soundtrack, it ended some seconds later, so I duplicated the splatter effect again, and I reversed it. And so you can see over here there's reverse speed, and it kind of looks good. As you can see, as it goes further on, you can see blood going back. It's reversing in time. It was pouring down, and now it's going back up again, defying gravity. And it gives a nice touch to it. And this blood splatter effect was again downloaded from YouTube, and it was copyright, by the way. It had a black background as well, and so I removed the black background using color key, and also over here you can see we've color keyed it the same way, and I used linear burn so that the layer that was below it was visible, the video clip that was below it was visible, and it actually changed to black, which I didn't realize would happen, but it did happen, and it looked good. The sound effect of the gear of the cycle, that was picked up from the internet, whereas in our Foley Studio we created the sound of the shopping bag that is picked, the newspapers that are picked, so that where verisimilitude is added. As he walks, the sound of his footsteps have also been created in the Foley Studio, whereas the rest of the sound effects, including this bicycle sound effect, including the dramatic background music, including all the other soundtracks that were picked up. This one was picked up from a movie actually, but all of whatever was picked from the internet was copyright, so nothing illegal is happening here. And a very important point is that whatever audio we recorded, including the audio, the dialogues that we recorded in a clip microphone, they were in a software called Audacity, using a noise reduction. Over here you can see Audacity, and using the noise reduction technique we managed to refine the sound, to remove the sound effects that were in the background. Just as an example, we have the soundtrack. First of all, we have to convert the clip into in AIF or another form, which right now I have no idea about. Now we highlight the part that we have to remove, we go to effects, we go to noise reduction, there you go, noise reduction, we get noise profile, and then we copy the whole soundtrack and go to effects, noise reduction again, and press OK. And as simple as that, the surrounding unwanted noise disappears like that. However, the quality sometimes can get worse. It depends on how much of the sound you want to remove. And so this was it for editing.